Many of you hustle and bustle all day. You work, you take care of your home, you go through a to-do list, and you feel fine. But then you go to bed and you're wired but tired. And when your head hits the pillow, your brain flips on like a neon sign, racing through everything that went wrong today, everything you didn't get done, or that you need to do tomorrow. So you fall asleep finally, and then you're waking up again between 2 and 4 a.m. and eventually fall back to sleep, and now you're groggy in the morning and you have brain fog because your brain never got the restorative sleep that it needed. Now, why is this happening and what can we do about it? If that's you, this video is going to explain exactly why and provide a complete natural, effective solution for what I call the hustle and bustle sleep pattern. But before I dive into it, if you're tired of the one-size-fits-all answers from your doctor, especially in the form of medications that have side effects, and if you want real answers instead of band-aid fixes, please hit the subscribe and like on the video. It's how this message reaches the thousands of women that are seeking natural, science-backed solutions that really work, and that's what my channel is all about. Now, on the last video of this sleep series, we mapped out what normal sleep architecture looks like, and we discovered that progesterone is necessary as your brain's natural brake pedal. But when progesterone drops in menopause, your brain loses that ability to slow down. And here's the question I get asked. If my brake pedal is broken, why am I not exhausted all day? During the day, I seem to have plenty of energy. That's because sleep isn't governed by just this one hormone or any one vitamin. It's a whole ecosystem. And today we're looking at how your daily stress curve interacts with a broken brake pedal and why it's waking you up between 2 and 4 a.m. But your energy doesn't seem to wane during the day. So let's look back at the healthy sleep map. So in a healthy night, your first few hours, you drop into this deep stage 3 and 4 of sleep. But only if your cortisol, your stress hormone, has dropped, because that is when your brain releases melatonin to give us the deep restorative sleep and help us stay asleep. So after 50, your ovaries stop producing estrogen and progesterone, and that job gets handed off almost entirely to your adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands are supposed to take over your sex hormone production, but if you're running a business, you have a demanding career, you're under real stress around all day long, then your adrenals function differently. And instead, they prioritize survival over sleep, keeping your cortisol levels elevated all day while you need to function at work or home. And the extra cortisol all day explains why you don't feel exhausted, but it's actually masking real sleep debt. Then at night, the curve reverses, and right as your brain tries to ease into lighter REM sleep around 2-3 a.m., several things happen at one time. Your blood sugar is dropping from dinner, your melatonin is being suppressed by the cortisol, and as we said, your progesterone is gone. And all this is hitting around the same time between 2 and 4 a.m. Wham! Now, this is even worse for women who stay on your phone or your laptop late into the evening, checking your emails, doing that one more thing before bed. And the work and the screen light both are telling your brain that it's still daytime and it's not releasing any melatonin. And so then evening falls, and the inconsistent bedtime on top of all this, your circadian rhythm never gets a stable rhythm. So it's not one thing working against your sleep, it's kind of all of these together stacked on top of each other and happening every single night. So this is exactly why the one-size-fits-all vitamin protocols often fail for women over 50. And it's not because B vitamins aren't important or they don't help you with sleep, because they do, but it's only part of the story. We need B5 to support our adrenals through that hormone handoff that we talked about earlier, when the adrenals are supposed to pick up the job of making our estrogen. And we need B6 to help our brain make melatonin. But when we hustle hard enough, the stress burns through our B supply way too quickly. And here's what I want you to know. Cortisol and melatonin normally move opposite each other. So if you have high cortisol, it keeps melatonin suppressed, which it should be during the day. But in a healthy brain, as cortisol drops to the proper levels in the evening, the brake lifts up and the melatonin rises. And that's when we get the healthy sleep-wake pattern. However, if your cortisol doesn't drop when it should, the brake never fully releases. And that's why when you get store-bought melatonin, it often fails women in this pattern, because taking low doses, like between 0.5 and 3 milligrams, it can be helpful, but when you're in this pattern, a low dose just isn't going to cut it. And our natural instinct is, well, let's just take more. But increasing the dose doesn't address what's actually suppressing it, the cortisol. And that's still there, applying the brake. So women end up megadosing and then running the risk of throwing off other parts of your endocrine system, especially the thyroid. And we really need to fix the underlying cause. Now, a similar thing happens with the B vitamins. So if your cortisol never comes down, you're burning through all those B vitamins, and you go through that whole supply a lot faster than most people would. So our instinct, again, is to take more. But if you take too much of certain B vitamins, they have serious side effects, such as peripheral neuropathy. With too much, that goes with vitamin B6. So if you have a pins and needles feeling in your hands and feet, which is not very pleasant, that's probably from having too much B6. So let's look more at the root causes, at the elevated stress and the cortisol. And that's exactly the blind spot that even very well credentialed experts fall into, because for women over 50, it's rarely just about the vitamin. It's about that backwards cortisol curve we described, and we need to treat the cause. Okay, now let's talk about how to fix it naturally so that you can restore that normal restorative sleep pattern. Step 1, the fuel and tune morning cup, I call it. It's good to get your B vitamins in the morning when they can fuel your brain, and I recommend taking an all-natural B complex that's high in the B5 and B6. And you can pair this with adaptogens like rhodiola, schisandra, cordyceps that are available in supplement form, or you can do a tea, like Ticino has a great combination of the schisandra and the cordyceps, and these have really gotten rave reviews. Now, taking these adaptogens together with B vitamins cuts that morning brain fog and gives you clean stamina. It helps you focus, it helps cognition, and it also protects your adrenals from your morning coffee spike, which is going to help your sleep. All right, step 2, the deep sleep dinner. So we recommend skipping the pill for dinner and go food first if possible. So foods such as wild-caught salmon, turkey, and dark leafy greens like spinach, kale, Swiss chard, they're all fantastic sources of B3, B5, and B6. And the benefit of having food-bound nutrients is that they digest slowly, giving your brainstem sleep pacemaker cells a steady ramp up to build your own melatonin as the night approaches. All right, step 3, adrenal calming nightcap. So about 45 minutes to an hour before bed, maybe 9-ish, you're going to drink a warm cup of tea, such as ashwagandha root, or sleepy time tea, or magnolia bark, passion flower, lemon balm are some of my favorites. But if you don't like tea, these are also available in capsule form, and they can help you fall asleep and calm your body and mind and lower cortisol, which is what we're trying to do, that keep you asleep. And for those who are very low on progesterone, based on your quiz results or your testing, this is a great time to take natural progesterone. All right, step 4, screen cutoff. So around 8:30, phones and laptops should turn off 30 minutes before your nightcap. So this gives your melatonin a green light, and it needs to start rising naturally. So if you remove that last minute cortisol trigger, not working and turning off your phones and your computer, then your body will start to wind down. And if you pick a consistent cutoff time and a consistent bedtime and really stick to that, it's the consistency that's going to let that cortisol curve re-anchor itself night after night. All right, so let's summarize. You can't fix a backward hormone curve by ignoring the web of nutrients and the hormone imbalances that are underneath it. Your body wants to sleep. It just needs the right support at the right time. So if you want to know whether the hustle and burnout pattern is your pattern, or maybe something else is driving your sleep, like you have a sensitive nervous system, just take 2 minutes and click the link below for my free hormone and deficiency quiz. And the quiz comes with your own holistic hormone sleep guide that's going to give immediate, personalized direction based on your actual symptoms. And if you want to be absolutely sure, we also offer lab testing that builds your permanent blueprint, and that's what we use inside our full program. So take the quiz and get your guide and let us know how you do in the comments. Have a beautiful week. Protect your sleep. I'll see you on the next video where we'll discuss how sleep and weight loss difficulty seem to go together for women over 50. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.